Hi, guys. Happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're blessed and living the best life you can at this time. I was just in prayer and meditation and felt led to bring you a message today, some truth about inner balance. So I'm going to reference the yin yang, divine feminine and masculine energy that exists within all of us. It doesn't matter physically what your sex is, male or female. A male embodies masculine and feminine energy, and so does a woman. And when so the yin yang is the balance of the two. And it's inner balance and balancing those energies within you is very important. And I'm just gonna, as usual, give, my life experience as a presentation of an example. So I've been a single mom since 2012. I have 3 children. My oldest is 22. My middle is 20. And my youngest is 17 and about to turn 18 this year. So this is the example I'm trying to make here, the example I'm trying to present, we're going to take single moms, okay? What happens in this situation is that you're left to provide your children with everything that God intended for a man and a woman to care for, lead by example, teach their children. One person is left to do this. And I'm not being like pro-feminist or anything like that right now, okay? This has nothing to do with anything like that. I'm talking and speaking to the energies we hold in ourselves, okay? I am very much now, I feel like I've balanced my energies and I want to be living in my feminine energy because I'm a female and I present as a female, a woman who is attracted to men. So I want to be living in my feminine energy for obvious reasons. But for many years, I have had to be in my masculine energy. Of course, we must, and I really said a prayer this morning and said this about myself, and I want you to do it too. I forgive myself, and I asked forgiveness from my Creator, from the Most High. When I was praying, I asked Him to forgive me for things I did in the past because I didn't know, because I wasn't awakened, I wasn't enlightened to the truth. And when you find the truth, it just all makes sense and everything fits into place. And yeah, so anyway, so I was having to provide, finances, love and care, discipline, teach, guide, support these 3 children, which are beautiful gifts from God. And I just want to say that I have great children. Nobody's children are perfect, and I'm not saying that my children are perfect, but they're as perfect as you could expect a child to be when your two parents have both abandoned you at some point in your life. I've never been abandoned by my parent, or I've never been abandoned by my parents. I've had to heal that wound that, God took my father from me and my dad abandoned me, but he didn't. And that was a part of a very hurtful grief process that I've had to go through. And my father's been dead 8 years, and it seems like yesterday. But anyway, not only did I lose a relationship I had been in for 12 years with the father of my children, they all have the same father, and 6 months later, we had called it quits many times in the past, but this was the final time. And that was in 2012. Don't remember the month, but 6 months later, my father passed away. So I went deep into hurt, abandonment wounds, and also not fully grieving my relationship with the father of my children, to having to then grieve the loss of my father. He actually died. Me and my ex, our relationship just ended. He's not dead, but it's still grieving loss. And despite the healthiness or non of a relationship, when you end a relationship that has lasted for any significant amount of time, it is a grief process in itself. So those things adding on to not feeling secure in myself, but at the same time having to provide a sense of security to my 3 children that I love them still. I know you guys aren't saying that, but I am, and I don't know. Anyway, now I've lost my train of thought, but getting back to losing those securities, and then having to provide a sense of security, emotional, spiritual, and physical, to 3 children by myself. Don't get me wrong, I want to shout out to my sister and my mom and my father. He's not with us, but my brother-in-law, you guys all helped me. I didn't do it alone, but you know what I mean. I was alone in the house. I was a single mom. And so life forced me into my masculine energy. And I want to, just for an example, I want to reference the tarot, and I don't care if you think that it's evil, it's not. So it's a divination tool, and it holds meaning. The 4 elements are represented in the tarot, and then there's the major arcana. So anyway, what the Emperor in the tarot represents, and the Emperor is the masculine, of course. He embodies all 4 kings of the deck. which each deck is represented by an element. Cups are water, pinnacles are earth, air is swords, and fire is the wands. So just a little brief education there. But so the emperor, what the emperor represents is authority, structure, control, and fatherhood. So I'm just using that as an example to illustrate my story here. So I felt a need to control. I needed to have this control over all these aspects of my life. And if I didn't have that control, everything was going to go wrong. I had to do it. It had to be me. So where does that come from? Fear. That's where that comes from. So, but why it's important to balance the energies is because of feminine is not supposed to be in masculine energy, and a masculine isn't supposed to be in feminine energy. We're supposed to be the yin yang. We are supposed to be an equal, balanced portion of each, and that is where we can find. This is how we can find a lot of peace within ourselves, because we know that peace isn't something you find. Peace is something you attain inside your soul. Peace comes from within. And once you've realized that, it's a peaceful, joyful realization. It truly is, because I used to think I'm going to have to buy a plot of land and acreage and some horses and this and that, the things that I really have a desire for, to find peace, to be off grid, to be away from phones and internet and TV and all that. But then when I realized peace is something you have within you, it's something you have to find within your soul. So then you can be sitting in the middle of a chaotic situation, just sitting there, at peace, have zen, vibe going for yourself while you're surrounded in chaos. And I'm not making fun of anybody by laughing. I'm laughing because it's so good once you get here, once you find inner peace. And I want to help you guys find inner peace. But I also want to talk to you about divine, which is our creator, the Holy Spirit, the enlightened beings that walk this earth, Yeshua, Jesus. So when we are divine feminine and divine masculine, we have what? We have come into alignment with the divine, and we are answering the call. We're on our divine path. But so we want to be divine feminines and we want to be divine masculines. And I want to read you the definition of both. A divine feminine is a spiritual concept that refers to the energy that exists within and without us, and is associated with qualities such as intuition, empathy, nurturing, creativity, and interconnectedness. Also associated with softness, stillness, calmness, compassion, rationality. It exists within you despite your gender. Okay? And that is the definition. Those qualities are what represent a divine feminine or a feminine energy. Okay? And then here's the divine masculine. It is an equal counterpart, which brings us balance. When we activate each divine masculine, when we, okay, sorry, I'm getting myself confused here. It brings us balance to activate each. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes. Okay. So divine masculine is the spiritual concept representing qualities, energies associated with masculinity, such as strength, action, rationality, integrity, and emotional endurance. Again, the term transcends transcends gender boundaries. There's no boundaries with gender. Sorry, I'm messing up here left and right. The divine masculine is also known as God, life, universe, source, higher self, and God the Father. So a divine masculine in his divine energy is, all the good stuff. And that, I'm pretty sure that the masculine is the light and the yin yang, and the feminine is the dark side. Because femininity, it talks about intuition, empathy, nurturing, so intuition, yes. So how do we become divinely balanced with these two energies? It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of healing. It takes going within, searching deep within yourself, healing. You have to heal, and nobody can do that for you. You can call on God and your angels, your ancestors. Excuse me. You can call on God, your angels, your ancestors. You want to work with Archangel Raphael if you're trying to do some heart healing. But yeah, so I'm about to run out of time for this video. But yes, so I gave you the definitions of both. I don't feel like I've fully captured or done what I was trying to do here. So there might be a part 2 to this. We'll see. Have a great day. If not, okay?